Welcome back guys to another video by Motion, and today we'll be discussing only about Imu. What are his powers, what is his full identity and everything regarding him. Before we move on to speculation territory, I would like to request every one of you watching to please subscribe to our channel Motion and like this video. It really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm system. And be sure to watch this video till the end because I'm going to throw in a very spicy idea and it might just be what Imu's true identity is. So if you don't want to miss that, fasten your seatbelts and let's get back into the main video. So let us begin about what we know about Imu so far, and that is, according to King Cobra, there was one certain king present during the Void Century flashback whose name was Narona Imu. Now granted, we did saw Imu's reaction to Joy Boy's Haki Knot attack and it was kind of terrifying for him. So we could easily speculate that Imu was a person who actually lived during the Void Century because he knew Joy Boy. And let's be mindful of what Imu's wording was when he experienced the whole Haki Knot shenanigan. And he specifically said Joy Boy, not Nika, not someone else. So it puts Imu to a timeline of the Void Century because he knew Joy Boy personally, and all of us know that Joy Boy belonged during the Void Century. So one thing is for certain, that whoever this person is, this person definitely knew about the Void Century and fought against Joy Boy. That is why he knew what Joy Boy's Haki could do, and it really terrified him. So the timeline here matches that Imu could really be Narona Imu, just like King Cobra mentioned. But there is another solid contender here who is the sea god of the One Piece world. And you probably heard about this as well. That is, if you spell Imu's name backwards, it is Umi. And in Japanese, Umi means the sea or the ocean. But there is a slight contradiction here, and that is, if Narona Imu, the person, ate the mythical Zoan devil fruit of the sea god, just like how Luffy ate the mythical Zoan devil fruit of Nika, the sun god, then where is his freaking Hagoromo? Every Zoan user has one. Everyone who is awakened, especially, that is a very big condition. You know, everyone who is awakened gets one Hagoromo because it is one very distinct feature of an awakened Zoan fruit user, and Imu does not show any kind of Hagoromo. By the way, if you guys don't know what a Hagoromo is, then it is the floating white cloud that appears after Luffy awakened his devil fruit. Even Lucci has one in a black color. So the color contrast is there in One Piece, while white represents the good while black represents the bad. You know, although Saint Killingham, who is in Elbaf right now, also have a white Hagoromo as shown in the latest color spread of the One Piece. So that could really be a thing that he is actually a good person. Okay, we are going off track, so let's get back into the main video and talk about Imu. Even when we saw his, let's call it his yokai transformation for now, just like the Gorosei, every one of them had a Hagoromo, but Imu did not have any. And now we can speculate if there is any kind of connection between Narona Imu and the sea god, and if he actually ate any kind of devil fruit that awakened the power of the sea god within him. So let us strap in and dive deep into this One Piece theory about what Imu's real power could be, and if Imu actually stays in his hybrid form or his fully awakened Zoan form. If you guys remember, after Luffy awakened his devil fruit, and whenever now he transforms into Gear 4th, which is not his awakened form, he still has the Hagoromo after his awakening. So the Hagoromo stays with you. We can see the consistency of power within that. So the final part of the video about what Imu really is he any kind of devil fruit awakening, any kind of monster, or the devil itself? Now for instance, I don't really believe in the theory of Imu is actually the devil of the One Piece world, because that is kind of baseless. And if you think about it, he was really frightened of Joy Boy, not Nika. If he was the devil of the One Piece world, he would be frightened by a god, that is Nika, and Joy Boy is not a god. He is a normal person who lived during the Void Century. So for instance, think about it this way. If Joy Boy ate the Nika fruit, then whenever he awakened his devil fruit, he gained the power of Nika. And whenever he used his power, Imu would be reminded of Nika, not Joy Boy. So Imu really gets frightened by Joy Boy and not Nika. So he, being the devil of the world, is kind of baseless because the devil would be frightened by the god Nika, not the person Joy Boy. So what is he actually? Is he actually a god? Is he actually the devil? But no, I don't think Imu is even the final villain of the whole One Piece world. Here is the big thing I was talking about during the intro. That is, Imu is nothing but a pawn to the real villain of One Piece, aka the main devil itself. Here the main devil is the person who actually took control over Imu by a certain power we have already seen a glimpse of, and that is a contract formation, aka Domi Reversi, but the original version. And to explain it pretty simply, think of it as this way. During the fight of the Void Century, the 20 kings fought against Joy Boy, but they were powerless to fight against him as he probably had the Nika Devil Fruit that made him extremely strong. So they seek refuge to a certain person, aka the devil itself. And if you guys have seen any kind of fiction, you probably know the only thing the devil is known the most for, that is giving out contracts. And the devil here did the same. He probably gave out a very unfair contract that seemed very fair at that time to the person Narona Imu. And after Imu signed that contract and he won the war of the Void Century, the devil showed its true color and took control over Imu. And now the existence Narona Imu is nothing but a puppet to the devil that is the real ruler of the whole One Piece world. And that is why the Sun God is known as the liberator of the whole One Piece world. Not only he is going to liberate the world, he is also going to liberate the poor king that is Narona Imu. Although I don't think Imu was truly a good person, he had his own share of evil deeds, and that reflects about his hate towards the D-clan and his hate towards Lily and everybody else. Now, if the true devil is hiding behind Imu, how can we all defeat the true devil? So for instance, I think the story will go in this direction, and that is Luffy is going to fight and defeat the puppet aka Imu, but then the real devil is going to show up, and then the four gods which have been mentioned to us throughout the whole story of One Piece have to team up in order to bring the real devil down. We probably know two of them, one of them being Luffy, the Sun God, and the other being Davy Jones, aka the Sea God. Everyone know about Davy Jones. The locker of Davy Jones is pretty famous, and Pirates of the Caribbean did a hugely good job of portraying Davy Jones as a real menace. So the other two gods, aka the Forest God and the Earth God, is going to show up at some point during the story, and I would not be surprised if Dragon is one of those gods, as he probably has a very big role to play in the whole series of One Piece, and he's probably one of those gods that are going to team up with Luffy at the very end in order to bring down the real evil of the whole One Piece world. That is it for today's video. I hope every one of you guys watched till the end, and if you guys did, please be sure to like this video, share this video to your all One Piece fans and aka any anime fans at all. Subscribe to our channel Any Motion. That is it. I'm out. Peace.